Highlight of the day, Iceberg City. Few instances where this happened today. Iceberg comes up. We identify once it trades, which is in there. We have it plotted to when it originated. Then we know some of the details of how many he's done, how many he's showing. Very important. Generally, when they move it, and that's another thing we watch, they move this iceberg from here to here. When they do that, we generally go down. This is a magnet. When we see it, which was in here, we generally run away from it, but it's a magnet to come back down to it. Then he moves it, jump down to it. They lay on it, they get through it, it's bearish. And then what's important is now it's an important real-time line in the sand. And once we got above it, we were bullish for a little while and ran up a bunch. And so it becomes important in real time to see it as near-term support, but also a bearish magnet in this case because the price is going to run back to it. We had another example of this where an iceberg came in, and we don't know he's going to do 2,000 until he's done. What we do know is how many he's showing. And when they're showing 100 or 175 or even 80, that's a big number to reveal and to show, which we could assume he's got a lot more, which is around 1,500 to 2,000, which is generally the biggest icebergs we'll see, north of 1,500. All right. Those are big. And the reaction is generally super high probability that they react like they reacted here. They run away from them at first, the magnet. When they move it down, they chase it. Once they get through the bottom level, they go. When they get back through them, they go up. And now you're creating bearish to bullish, bullish to bearish transitional moments with price action, objectively, instead of your own mind. Because that's where people get in trouble. They use their own emotions, their own thought processes, which interrupt with objective thought. Let the price tell you bullish, bearish. Let the pattern of above here, we're no longer bearish. Below here, we're no longer bullish. Because of this line, that's a real-time order flow marker that most of the other people aren't watching, aren't seeing, and certainly don't know how to trade it or around it. Number one, because they don't see it. Number two, if they do see it, they have no idea how to trade around it. And they never will. Most people, no matter how big a YouTube channel I have gets, most people that trade will never get around to understanding the right way to use order flow, and in this case, these icebergs to trade around. They're all going to stay bells and whistles, red light, green light. And they'll always be that revolving door of money that comes in. So the right way to read order flow in the case of icebergs is first identify them, see how many he is doing, how many he's done, how many he's showing, knowing if that's big to get an idea that he's got a lot to do, understanding the action and running away from it, and a magnet back to it. I do a whole kind of course on the reason why it runs away initially, the reason why it's a magnet. And so, like I just told someone in the chat here, these are so much better to see than not see. For those that now see it and see the opportunities from them, imagine a second, boom, they're gone. Now you can't see it. How much more of a guess it would feel when watching charts. It takes a lot of the subjectiveness of price action and puts you in front of, especially in a group like this one, the right questions. Stop looking for the right answers. Start looking for the right questions. Iceberg City and the way to read real-time price action with this particular order type. Stay safe.